Hello, welcome to Edinburgh. My name's Tony. Today we are going to take a walk down Market Street, see what there is. Now these are sort of videos I used to do a few years ago. Just a walk along a certain street or area and have a look at what's there. I haven't done these for a while, and in that time these spaces have changed. Things have closed, new things have opened. Market Street is a great one to start on because it's right in between the old town and the new town. It's got a decent amount on there and things have changed, so I think that's what we'll do today. So here we are at the top of Market Street where it joins the Mound. So there we are. That's the Mound. That's the Mound going there. That's the cars going up and down the Mound. And this down this way is Market Street. So let's take a trek down. There's very few statues, you could say as well, there's very few statues that are a man in a kilt. It's a good thing. You don't see very many of them. Usually they're, in trousers. So, here we go. This first part, very little. All it is the back of the bank. That's all that is. It's the back of a bank. It's a beautiful building. It's a lovely big building. You can go in there. There's an experience in there, where you can go and look at, there's lots of other things, but the biggest part of it is go and have a look at £1 million. Look, there's a sign for it right there. Museum on the Mound. And it is literally, well, it's about money and the history of money. I think I've never actually done it, but it's free, so it's always a good thing if you're looking for something to do with the kids. And apparently there is a massive case with £1 million in it, and you can go and look at it. Someone's got a parking ticket. Oh no. Okay, so that's it. That's all we can see there. It's the back of that. And then as we pan across, we can see where we are. We're opposite Prince Street Gardens right there. Train station below us. Scott Monument, so you know roughly where we are. Just before we get really started on this video, whilst we're heading down past the bank, I've got a big favour. It's a big favour. I have a dream. I have a goal. I've always had it in my head. It's really self-indulgent, and I hate asking this sort of thing, which is why I'm really bad at it and never usually do it. I really want to hit 100,000 subscribers. Why that number? And it's purely out of self-indulgence. I want a play button. I've been doing this for 9 years now, and I suppose size-wise the channel isn't really that big. It's definitely subscriber-wise it's okay. It's fine. It does me fine. And I know everyone that watches wants to see these videos. It's just a personal goal. I set myself this goal a long time ago when I started the channel. That was kind of where I wanted to hit. And this is 9 years now, and I'm not even quite a quarter of the way there. So I would love if you could help me get closer, start to claw my way towards that goal, if you don't mind. And if that's okay, if you could hit subscribe, especially if you watch the videos but have never subscribed. I'm making a personal plea. Please start to help me get to 100,000. It's a long way to go. It's an uphill climb. It's going to be a fight. You in it with me? Thank you. Let's do it. Okay, the new steps. I think it's called the new steps. There is a sign which we'll be able to see. The news steps. There we go. If you go up there, that will take you to St Giles Street, which leads onto the Royal Mile. It's not the easiest steps to walk up. They're quite steep, but they are a handy shortcut coming down, definitely. And then first we hit Motel 1 Hotel. I think it is all of this building. Let me zoom out a bit so you can see. There we go. It is all of this building. A handy place. Like I said, all the hotels kind of on this street are very handy because they are literally in the middle of the new town and the old town. It's that point where it changes from the old town to the new town. So it's a very handy place to stay, in complete honesty. I'm surprised there's not more hotels. But there definitely is more than there used to be. So here we are. A street you'll probably know very well, I've been down a lot. That is Coburn Street right there. So that comes from the Royal Mile, winds down and joins onto right here, the sort of corner of Market Street. Coburn Street and Market Street. It's called Market Street because right there, where the train station used to be a fruit market where farmers would come and sell their wares from near and far. Hasn't been that for a long time, but it is still Market Street. There's not really a market on there anymore. Where the Edinburgh Dungeons is, apparently someone commented a long time ago that there used to be a market in there. I don't remember that. However, I've got another story about it, which I'll tell you when we go over there. So before we hit the Dungeons, you can see the Lothian buses have their station here. Handy if you want any information on the buses, bus tours and trams and things. So if you're ever stuck and you need help, this is where it is. This is Waverley Bridge right here. So right in the corner of Waverley Bridge and Market Street. You can go in there. That building there used to be council offices. Now, oh, it might not be anymore. All the signs are down. It was the sort of home of buying tickets for the military tattoo, but everything seems to have been stripped off it. So we'll have to wait and see till later in the year if that is still what it is. I don't know. Obviously it used to be the old Coburn Hotel. There we go, you see that up there? Little ghost sign carved into the building there. Maybe they should turn it back into that. And now we have quite literally one of my old haunts, the Edinburgh Dungeon. Tongue-in-cheek, historic, fun tourist attraction. I used to be a performer there many moons ago, and also where I met my wife. She was a performer there as well. I met her by teaching her how to be a cannibal. There we go, there's a little story for you. And the other story I was going to say is, I know someone told me it used to be a market in there. However, it used to be a car park. And some spots, if you look down, you can still see the lines of the car parking spaces. They paint over them, but you know, it's that sort of paint, so it's higher than, you know. Keep your eyes open if you go in. Anyway, I've got a lot of good memories in there. I was there for a long time. I was there for 7 years, so I was there for a long time. Across the road, we have a few pubs. We have the Hebrides and the Doric. One of them, the Doric, right here, Edinburgh's oldest gastro pub, established in 1823. These have had a lot of work since I used to be more in this area. I think they do some good food in there as well. Large selection of malt whiskies in that one, folk music. These are definitely pubs to visit, I think. And then right beside them here we have St Christopher's in Hostel. All of that is a hostel building up there. So for those of you hostelers, people looking for more cheaper accommodation, there's a spot for you right there. Now, on our left hand side, Belushi's pub. When I used to work in the area, Belushi's pub used to be there. These ground floors here used to be Belushi's pub all the way through that, actually. And they used to run the hostel, but now two separate entities. Belushi's pub right here, across the road. Right, this is a hotel now as well. This is a new building, as you can tell, but they've tried to make it at least the right kind of thing. Coffee shop at the bottom, and Market Street Carlton Hotel. Now, I think that has a beautiful, and I think you can just go up to it, a beautiful rooftop cafe area. Becoming more and more popular in Edinburgh, these rooftop cafe things. That'll give you a beautiful view looking out towards the north of Edinburgh, looking over the Firth of Forth and the New Town and things. So, if you can, I would go in. Always good to check these things out. And a coffee shop at the bottom. Behind me, Fruit Market Art Galleries. Now, I don't know much about it, apart from the fact I think it's connected to the other area, which we'll see in a second. Many moons ago, oh look, there's me, hi. Many moons ago, it used to be a nightclub. Been a couple of nightclubs at its time. Not anymore. And then, as we head up to see more of the Fruit Market on our left-hand side, on the right-hand side, we have the City Art Centre. That usually has touring exhibitions, always worth checking out to see what's on there. There's always could be something quite interesting. I remember when I was a kid getting taken there with the school to go see the Jim Henson exhibition, which was outstanding. Loved that as a kid. I don't think things like that tour as much now, but it'd be great if it did. Right now it seems to have quite a lot on. You can see over there. Can I zoom in? Here we go. All stuff to do with the 900-year anniversary of Edinburgh. And then on the left-hand side here as well, you can see this is sort of the cafe and entrance area to the exhibition area for the Fruit Market Arts Centre thing. Never really went in. I have to say, I'm kind of curious now though, now that I've kind of gave it more of a sort of look. See what kind of thing it has in there. One of my favourites, Mimi's Bakehouse, right here. Always good. Beautiful tray bakes in Mimi's Bakehouse, definitely worth a visit. And then Waverley train station, entrance into Waverley train station right there. So you could come, if you come off Waverley train station, head towards the Market Street exit or entrance, depending on what way you're going. This is where it'll take you. Opposite Bohemia and Flesh Market Close, which will take you straight up to the top of Coburn Street, heading on the Royal Mile, and obviously onto Market Street as well. So hopefully that'll help anyone orientate. And then we have Bohemia Pub. Never really been in there much. It's got a big event space at the back as well, I think. Again, used to be a nightclub and things when in my younger days. Don't think it is so much now. Well, it might be. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure it still does, because in there, that part there, there's a big stage and event space there, so I'm sure they still do lots of things. And then we're passing under the bridge, which has been getting work done on it for about 7 years now. An unprecedented amount of time. Became a bit of a joke in Edinburgh how long the bridge has been hidden, to be completely honest. Okay, so as we come out from underneath the bridge, on our right hand side, that is Jeffrey Street. Now that is a winding street that will take you up again to the Royal Mile. It'll take you up right to the World's End pub sort of area. That'll take you right to the old gates of Edinburgh. So it's where the High Street meets the Cannon Gates part of the Royal Mile, if you follow that right round. But we're on a Market Street tour, so let's head down this way. Now this used to be kind of a forgotten section of Market Street. There was nothing here. However, that's all changed. Now we have the arches, first of all. These were built as part of this bridge. When Jeffrey Street was built, see how it goes up right there? To give easier access from people from the Royal Mile down to Market Street and things, because it used to be very steep. So they built this instead. The arches were supposed to be storage areas for retails or workshops and things like that. However, the same as kind of they did with the bridges, not built well and leaked. That's all been changed now. And now they are retail spaces. They were just storage spaces for ages. People could rent them as storage. But now they're retail spaces, and they've got various things in them. Look, unit to let. Do you want that little one? Could you have a little shop right there? What could your little shop be? The only thing about these, I think, is I don't know if they have toilet facilities in them greatly. I don't know. I can't imagine it was part of the design originally. So unless they've added them. But there are a few good things here. It does tend to change though. So right now we have Tappet Hen Gallery. It seems to be that first one. Right there. Oh no, here's one behind the van. What is this? Carew by Candlelight. It's a brandy cocktail wine bar. There we go. And then that's a van. That's a van. So then we have the gallery, which is behind that black car there. That one seems like an office. People have just rented that as an office. Oh, well, why not? And a skin lab in that one. I don't know if it's open. Frenchie's Skin Lab. Facials, massage, waxing. Makes sense that it would be a little bit tinted glass so you can't see in. Buff, that is a nail place, I think. Wave, that's a hair place with hair and nails right there. Then art shop. An art shop. Anyway, there we go. And then the future of fashion is more clothes. So then, what's that called? Rose pendulum, something like that. And then Islander, another clothes, handbags. So little independent businesses. Always, that's 3 in a row there. An art shop, a clothes shop, and looks like a bag shop. Independent businesses, always good. Then we have a lettings one. That one's quite odd, isn't it? Don't know what you could do with that, but that's a lettings office. Just before that there. Room and Rumours coffee shop, which we'll get to the bigger part of them now. Room and Rumours coffee shops. Looks like the 2 spaces there. Looks like that one is their main kitchen, randomly, and then that one's a coffee shop. Hey, why not? Why not? And the Cocktail Geeks is always good. They change the bar to be inspired by various themes. So it's just inspired by. So right now it seems to be inspired by the Upside Down. They have a lot of fun with things in there. It's always worth a visit. Chop Shop, bar and steakhouse right there next to it. And now this is one of the big changes right here. Edinburgh Gin have built their new experience right here. Now they have a rooftop bar area here. You can go on gin tours. That is their gin distillery. Look at that big beautiful thing right there. It's not something I've done yet. And we'll go give you a good look at it, but definitely something I want to do. They've taken up 3 or 4 of these as well in there and incorporated them into the building. You can go in if you just want a gin, or you can go on a tour. You can go on cocktail making. It is quite the place. So if you get the opportunity, definitely come down, check it out and head in there. Actually, if you head up that way, you will get to the Canongate part of the Royal Mile, and up there you will find the Chocolatarium, which is another great experience. One of my friends just became assistant manager there, actually. Yada Van Shi, authentic Indian restaurant right there. See, there's quite a lot on here now. We have the City of Edinburgh Council. I should say as well, whilst we've done all the arches right there, there was nothing there apart from the train station on the opposite side. So just so you're aware. And then finally, the last section, a few more hotels, which again doesn't surprise me now. We've got the Premier Inn. We've got a nice Costa Coffee attached to the Premier Inn. Costa Coffee right there, and the Premier Inn. Always not too expensive and clean. If you're here, if you're looking for just a hotel, just to sleep in, be fine, then the Premier Inn and the Hub, which is a kind of offshoot of the Premier Inn, because you see Hub by Premier Inn. I'm not sure the difference. I think it's a slightly cheaper version of the Premier Inn, I think. So again, if you're looking just for a place to sleep and have breakfast, these will do you absolutely fine. And then finally, finishing off with Brewdog. It's a Brewdog bar, and above it they've turned this old school, which is behind it there, into a hotel part of the bar as well. So they have hotel rooms where there's even beer on tap in your hotel room, in the shower and things. So there we have it, a nice walk along the whole of Market Street, showing you exactly what is here. You can see a lot's changed since we did the last one of these. We might have to revisit a few of these because the city changes, the same as everywhere else. If there is any other of the old videos that you've been watching for a while, if there is any of the other old videos that you think, hey, that would be good to update, please, can you put a message in the comments? Let me know. Say you didn't, it was like 7 years ago since you did that video, could you maybe go and have a look at it again and update it? That would be great to know what sort of places you want me to revisit, and I will more than happily head that way. So please leave a comment in below. Please remember the favour I asked right at the beginning of the video. That would mean the world. That would really mean the world if you could do that. I think we'll leave it there. Till next time, bye humans.